celebration, I might have a toast with you. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great, I'm terrific. We ain't taking no losses, we winning. Undefeated, check the percentage.
Yo, what's going on, man?
The first rapping for days after a victory, ladies and gentlemen. We popping our cherry for a victory celebration for a change. What's going on? Of the 2020.
Let's go. We got us a dinner. Nah, for real though, man. Listen, we're gonna put it like this. You feel me? Hey, we're gonna keep it. We definitely gonna keep it more positive, right? Because we did get a win. So it's easier to keep it positive after a dub. But you know, we probably will touch on some of the things that, you know, even though we got the win, we also have to put context behind the win as far as who we beat, why we beat them, and we should have beat them by more, in my opinion. But a dub is a dub, right? And we're definitely gonna hold on to that, man. And hey, look, hey, things can happen in the NFL. Like if we happen to play Kansas City next week and we happen to beat them, bro, then hey, we having a whole different conversation now.
Oh, that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah, that's a whole different conversation. And the crazy part is you just never know, man. You know, you just never know. I mean, we make predictions, but guess what? Next week, man, the defense can come out and, you know, get damn 5 interceptions against Mahomes. Man, weirder things have happened. You feel me? Like, look at the Cardinals beat the damn Cowboys, man. And that was surprising.
That's true.
You know, so
let's get some shout outs for people in the building. T Bass, what's going on? He's got a good comment. Flip that one up. Vikings won, so there's nothing to complain about, but they also barely beat a very bad team, so there's nothing to get excited about. T Bass playing the ultimate middle, but that is absolutely true. Six shooters in the building. What's going on, Six shooter?
Shout out Six in the building, man. Shout out Six. 17-0 Chiefs. Skullbro says 17-0.
Yeah, they're killing them. They're killing them. Shout out to the McAndrews, one of both your and mine OG subscribers who were there from the beginning. What's going on, McAndrews?
McAndrews in the building. Shout out McAndrews. Always appreciate you tapping in with us, man. Shout out McAndrews in the building. My Skullbro, man. We got So Dak in the building, man. Shout out my guy So Dak, man. What's happening?
We got Skull Mafia in the building.
We got Skull Mafia, man. That's my Skull bro right there, man. Ric Flair for that boy. Word.
We got Eric Wallace in the building. What's going on, Eric?
What's
Good to see
Eric? You. Appreciate you tapping in with us tonight. Appreciate it for sure. Appreciate it. We got Scoja Soup in the building, man. We got Nephew in the building. Shout out Scoja Soup and Nephew, man. We got Nephew in the building. Let's get it. We got Dave Thibodeau. We got, let's see, Dave Thibodeau, Cringe in the building. Ryan in the building. Shout out Ryan, man. My boy Joker, James in the building. Shout out to y'all, man. You already know what time it is, man. Dylan, I see you. Barber for life. I see y'all. Let's get it, man. All right, we'll get into some more shout outs as they pile in, but man, let's just talk about it, man. Let's get into it, man. You know what I mean? Listen, I'll start it off like this, man, and then we'll let Day cook after.
Hold on, before you start, everybody put in the chat, what are you drinking tonight? I got me some Grape Crush, baby. I got this. What's in your cup, Rap?
Man, I'm drinking some good old Southern sweet tea, man. Something that y'all don't know about out there. Listen. I went to a restaurant. I was like, can I get some sweet tea? They're like, I'm like, yeah, sweet tea, man. So some good old Southern sweet tea, man. You know what I mean? We can buy this stuff that's in this cup, man. This is liquid crack. I'm gonna tell you right now, this stuff right here, you buy it pre-made at the grocery stores down south, man. That's just how we rock with the sweet tea, man.
Shout out George in the building. Harry got dirty today. You know, they call him the hitman, but you know what? Dirty Harry might be the better description. Shout out to Skolden as well.
Shout out Skolden in the building, man. I see you, bro.
All right, Rap. What did you got? What you got?
All right, look. As I stated in my video, man, listen, I'm happy that the Vikings got a dub, right? Like, me and Dave both, I'm sure my brother can agree with me, man. Listen, we want this team to win, right? We always want the Vikings to win. So I know there was, you know, last week I just felt like I feel like I got to talk about this because last week I feel like there was a lot of negative shows, and I know some people don't enjoy the negative shows, like they rather be positive about the team and drink the purple Kool-Aid, and that's understandable. But what we do over here is we keep it 100. You know what I mean? And somebody has to do it. So that's what we have to understand is somebody has to do it. Like everybody can't be on the purple Kool-Aid, man. It just isn't fun that way. So if we got to play devil's advocate, that's just what we have to do over here. So there may be some points we touch on tonight, just so people know that are realistic. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's not that we're shitting on the fact that the team got a dub. Cause again, the most important thing is we won, right? And we're happy about that. But there is some.
We all jumped up when Justin Jefferson caught those touchdowns, baby.
Facts.
That's all the offense did. That's all they did was those 2 touchdowns. But
and you know what's crazy is my wife would tell you, like at the beginning of the game, I'm like, man, baby, I hope we lose this game. I don't even give a fuck. I hope we lose again. First mistake we made, I'm cursing the fun. Man, this fucking team get on my nerve and shit. It's just like, I cannot help it, man. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter, man. I can't help it, bro. I can't. Like, even if I want the team to lose. I mean, my skull, bro, we were texting. I mean, we shot a couple texts to each other during the game where we're like, man, dog, after that pick 6, we were done, bro.
Oh,
like
dude.
After that pick, we were done. We were like, man, please go 0-17 so we can get Caleb. And then as we started getting closer to being able to win, I'm like, all right, we in that thing. We in it. Like, I'm happy, right? So
when DJ Wanham took that back to the house, it was like, oh,
yeah,
we ain't seen one of these since the Zim Reapers back in 2019 or some crap like that.
Yeah.
Shout out real quick to Fan 6 McMahon, Greg
Shout
Allen,
out Fan 6 McMahon,
and
man.
New 1717. What's going on? Hey, yeah, I'll wipe your feet at the door. Hit them like buttons. If you could, please, so we get this chat pumping.
For sure, man. Yeah, definitely hit them like buttons, man, so we can push this out. You know, we know last game, me and Day actually broke 100 viewers. Shout out George in the building, man. I see you, George. Shout out to George, man. I missed you a couple shows, man. Appreciate you, man. Listen, last weekend, me and Day, we actually broke 100, man. So we hit a record, man. So that was nice, man, to have 100 now. Now, barring people love misery and we lost. So usually when it's a stream after a L, you know, more people, and there's 50 of those 100 people were probably Chargers fans just sitting here enjoying the fact that we were frustrated. And I get it because I do it too. You know, like just before our show, I was watching my boys PMP, man, because I rock with them. They from Carolina, and they real big Panthers podcasters, and they were pissed, bro. They were pissed. So what I heard was Frank Wright was pretty much blaming their defense, like threw a shot at the Panthers defense. And that's a lot of nerve, man. Because if you ask me, man, their defense was the only thing. I mean, they got a pick 6. They got two interceptions total, one of them being a pick 6.
Right.
You know, they got 2 sacks. I mean, shit, if it wasn't for them, their offense, it's like, bro, if it wasn't for the defense, they wouldn't have did shit. So,
I was about to say, about that, their offense put up 6 points, and 3 of them was off of the second interception.
Yeah.
And their defense scored the other 7, as you mentioned. Their offense didn't do squat. Now, they got some yards, and there were times where Bryce Young was hitting some nice dig routes, some nice out routes, and they moved the ball up and down the field between the 20s. But, you know, then you get that turnover that DJ Wanham took back to the house, a great blitz.
Right.
And it reminded me of 2010.
Right.
When we went to Philadelphia. And Antoine Winfield did the same thing to Michael Vick. Now, Antoine took it back himself, but either way, it was a great play, great blitz defensively. And again, our offense only had 14 points and gave up 7. So it was kind of a weird game both ways. Now, again, 21-13, obviously, you know, only 34 points on the board would lend to that. But it was just a weird game. But you got to give the Vikings some credit. They were down 13-7. They get the scoop and score. They get a 3 and out, and then they get another touchdown to JJ where they scored 14 points in like a 3-minute stretch. And it's like, okay, all right. I would have liked to seen after the defense got another stop, the offense at least get a first down and not let them back into it because it was still only a 1-possession game. But defense came through. Now, again, it's against a rookie quarterback and an equally not so good 0-3 Carolina Panthers. So we take it for what it is, to your point about being true.
Yeah. So I mean, like that's what it is, right? It's 2 soft ass teams that battled today. You know what I mean? 2 soft teams that battled, and you know, the better team won today, though. Like we
Yes,
can agree to
absolutely.
that. Like the
Absolutely.
better football team won, man. Like, you know, dead ass serious. Like the Vikings are better, man. You know what I mean? It just is what it is, man. We should have won this game. Shout out my boy In the Zone, man. Shout out Eric
Shout
for
out
saying he just
Zone.
subscribed. Appreciate you, Eric, for subbing, whether you
There
sub
you
to
go.
Day or me, whichever one. I haven't really seen you in my chats often, so maybe you sub to me. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate the love for sure. But we got In the Zone, man. Y'all make sure I go subscribe to my guy too, man, for sure,
My
man. Show him some
worthless
love.
opinion, the single
My
greatest Twitter handle
MWO in the
and
building.
YouTube handle everywhere.
Where Ryan? I seen some Caesar, man. Shout out Caesar, man. Good to see you tonight.
Caesar, what's
Good
up?
to see
And
you tonight,
James
man.
as
You,
well.
hey, my boy popping out after the dub. I see you. You popping out after the dub. All right. You ain't pop out after them L's now. Hey, come on now. Hey, look. Hey, look, y'all. Hey, the ones that ain't pop, the ones that was hot in the last 3 weeks now, don't come popping out now. You know what I mean? You got to ride with us the whole way.
Exactly. Good or bad. You got to be
shout out to
riding
y'all, man. We love y'all, man. Shout out to y'all.
Hey, shout out to James Bowman as well. What's up, James? Good to see you. Yeah, DJ almost had another interception where he snuffed out that screen pass. And I don't know if he would have taken it to the house, but he had some grass in front of him. You're absolutely right.
So and this is the thing, man. I know you haven't been a huge fan of DJ. I like DJ. I think DJ was always good enough to keep on the team because he seemed to always have progressed from his rookie year. Like every time he was always in a position from the moment we drafted him that he would have to step in for Danielle Hunter. Because you got to think he got drafted during a time where Danielle Hunter was in that dark place, right? Where he was coming back, getting hurt, out for the year. Then DJ Wanham just has to get thrust in there and kind of hold it down and shit. And then, you know, gets hurt again. Then DJ has to go in there again. So, you know, DJ to me, man, I mean, I know we say he gets like kind of the garbage, but he always seems to be, even today, he had a play
in the
where
right spot.
He's just always in the right spot. He's just always there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like even from his rookie year, like DJ just, I mean, yeah, you can call him garbage sacks where the quarterback just backs into him and shit, but he's always in the right damn spot.
Right.
I mean, DJ Wanham to me, man, like, especially after today's game, I've already, like I said, I've
he
already
stepped it up today.
Him.
That's for sure. Shout out Yogi in the
building. I like
building.
him a little more, man. Shout out Yogi in the building, man. Shout out Yogi. I'll make sure I go subscribe to Purple Rain 247. Let's get it, man. But yeah, man, I like DJ Wanham, man. Like, you know, I think DJ Wanham, and after today's game, he kind of separated himself, I think, from the Patrick Jones.
Definitely
I always
Patrick
felt like,
Jones.
I always felt like Patrick Jones had a little more burst off the line than DJ Wanham. But I mean, DJ Wanham just seems to always be in the right spot, man. You know what I mean? He does. So
well,
shout out to him.
My complaint with DJ Wanham was when you get 9 sacks and 7 of them are your buddies did the work and you cleaned up the mess. That's not always replicatable from a, you know, getting pressure standpoint, getting close to double-digit sacks. That's what the context behind me saying DJ Wanham is just kind of a guy that's in the right spots. But to your point, and nephew brought it up, Marcus Davenport, you know, I can't call him what I've been calling him after today's game anyway. I mean, he was on fire in the second half of that game.
Man. And shout out to Marcus Davenport, man. Listen, you know what's crazy is how he feels right now, knowing that, listen, we got our first win the moment I came back. You know what I mean? And not only did we win, like he impacted the game too. Like he actually wasn't in, it wasn't just like he was out there and we won. You know, he actually came and, you know, handled his business, man. So shout out to Davenport, man. Like I had to apologize to him today on Twitter. You know what I mean? I don't mind, bro. That's the thing. Like, you know, and I think that goes for all of us, you know, all of us Vikings fans. Like we might talk our smack about a player, give off wrong vibes when he does his little press conferences and stuff. But at the end of the day, man, we want everybody to be good. You know what I mean? Like it ain't like we don't want him to be good. We want him to be the next damn TJ Watt if he can. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Frozen North and Papa Gary just entering the building. What's going on?
Shout out Papa Gary in the building, Frozen North in the building, man. I think I shouted my boy Cringe out. Yeah, man. I shouted you out Cringe earlier. So yeah, man. Shout out to them fellas, man. Let's get a Rick Flynn there. But yeah, man. I mean, today, like it was definitely, man. Shout out, hey, fans since McMahon. Hey, listen, shout out to Brian Flores. You know, this is my thing. All right. So we'll start talking about the reality now. Right. We praised everybody. We praised everything about this game. You know, shout out to Harry. We all know that.
JJ.
Yep.
Obviously.
obviously, JJ, right? Now, let's talk about the reality real quick. Let's get into the reality real quick.
Right.
Like, we know, like, for example, if you look at the stat line, team stats, our third down efficiency is so bad.
It
right?
is abysmal. Abysmal, ladies and gentlemen.
It's horrible. And this is the thing. If we play like you see how the Chiefs are up 17-0, they're probably gonna about to go up 24-0. Like, this is the thing, man. It's gonna get dark really fast next week, right? If we go into games and we're not able to convert on, first of all, not able to convert on third down, right? We need to be able to convert on third down, man. It's gonna get dark quick if we can't do that. So, we have to make sure that we're playing better on third down, for one. And then we also have to take it with a grain of salt of our D-line is looking this good today based off of who we're playing.
Thank you.
Opponent.
Yes.
The opponent means a lot with this win right
Their
now.
offensive line isn't much better. Their offensive line is in the same vicinity as ours.
Right.
So,
right.
I mean,
to take away from them playing a good game.
Better to look good against a bad offensive line than
Right.
to look mediocre against a bad offensive line. Absolutely. But
Right.
let's call it for what it is. They dialed up the same number of blitzes as they did last week, and Justin Herbert was able to deal with it, and Bryce Young wasn't.
Right.
It's as simple as that.
Hey, yeah, Frozen. Hey, we repping that 1-3. Hitting up. You know that. Hey, rewind the tape. We going in. We're loving the win. You know what I mean? Absolutely loving the win. Like, that's the thing. Like, I'm not mad at winning. I'll never be mad at my team winning. Now, if it was the last game of the season and we're 0-16, and there's another team 0-16, and that team happened to win, and all we had to do was do one job, and that was to lose to get the number one pick, then I might be mad if we were to squeak out that win. But other than that, man, I'm happy.
Shout out and Adam in the building. Adam Des. I'm not gonna try because I'm gonna mess it up. Adam in the building, FBJ in the building. What's going on?
Hello, my guy, FBJ Tony. What going on, my guy, man? Appreciate you tapping in.
Eric from New Mexico. What's going on?
Florinda and Raquel. Let's get it, man. Shout out to them, man.
Sean the Bomb 16. So we're gonna talk about that in a minute.
Look at Mary in the building. Shout out, Mary. We were praying for you last night, Mary, or the night last night and the night before. That was last night too, wasn't it?
Yeah, both nights. Nights.
Yeah. So
Friday night is when I called you on your show when I was driving. So yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Thankful for Mary. Yeah, Mary. If you go look at my last live, the Friday night wrap up. If you go look towards the end, if you fast forward towards the end, you'll see.
Right.
If you're able to pull up the live comments, you'll see everybody putting your name down in the comments too, like praying for you. So thank you for all your support. We got Skull Nation in the building. Shout out my guy, man.
What's up, Nation? Hey, y'all, wipe your feet at the door and hit them like buttons if you forgot on the way in, and hit those sub buttons if you ain't subscribed to both Purple Pocket Podcast and Purple and Gold for Days. I like this one from Yogi, though. Sheet. The Carolina is not. Where'd it go? This thing kept scrolling on me. Where'd it go? I'm gonna get that one for you, Yogi.
Hold on. You said it was Yogi?
Yeah.
Let me see. Yogi.
9:15, so about 4 minutes ago. He's like, shit, was the Panthers. Let's see what he does against the Chiefs. No, that's true. Yeah. I mean, again, defensively, let's give Flores some credit. That blitz by Harrison Smith, looking like he looked with the Zim Reapers, a great call. But yes, Patrick Mahomes is going to be able to deal with the scheme of blitzing that we did today a little better than Bryce Young. So we can't just rely on that. Our tackling needs to get a lot better. We don't miss a lot. Now, we had some good open field tackles today, but we still had some open field misses. And Patrick Mahomes is going to be completing 7-yard passes. You can't be letting those turn into 12 and 15s. Otherwise, you're not going to have a chance. Unfortunately for the offense, you almost got to be perfect on offense.
Yeah.
You almost have to. Yeah. As unfair as that is.
And it's sad to say that's not happening.
Right.
All right. This team is not a good offensive team, in my opinion, bro. We're not. I'm sorry. I know our team's built off offense, man. Offense is looking like our weaker spot. And I mean, that's not saying a lot, only because our defense, I mean, yeah, we look good today against the Panthers, right? So we still got to think about that. We look good today against a team that we should whoop. You know what I mean? Like we should win this game. Man, but me looking at our offense up against the Chiefs defense or our defense up against the Chiefs offense, man, it's hard for me to see it, right?
Yeah,
as the week goes on, I'll get confident and get in my bag and start, talking my smack to Chiefs. And my wife's family, they all Chiefs fans. So, I'm gonna be on their top all week. I'm gonna be on their top all week. But I know at the end of the day, I'm probably gonna get in bed. They probably all gonna be hitting the phone like, I told your dumb ass, like. But nah, man. So yeah, next week gonna definitely be a game to watch. When it comes to my household for sure.
There you go, Mary. Anyway, I'll say this,
Mary, man. Toast to Mary.
I'll say this: if you get 8 possessions, you got to score 6 touchdowns. You almost cannot line up for a field goal. You almost cannot line up for a punt. You almost are. If it's 4th down anywhere on the 50 and it's less than 5 yards, you pretty much got to go for it because here's the deal. They have scored 0 first quarter points. 0. And they've only scored 34 second quarter points. 34 points in the first half of your first 4 games is ridiculous and asinine, particularly when you are built to be an offensive team. Everybody talking about, well, if we can just get average play from our interior offensive line, we could have a top 5 offense. They ain't no damn top 5 offense right now.
Hell nah.
They remind me of this player, and I've said this to you before. Anthony Peeler was a shooting guard for the Minnesota Timberwolves back in the Kevin Garnett days, and he could have nights where he could go 7 for 9 on 3-pointers, and there were nights where he could go 1 for 9 on 3-pointers, where there are nights he just can't miss, and another night you just can't make. And that's what this Vikings offense is. There are stretches where they can't miss, particularly if they don't fumble. But my
thing is this too with the offense is like you throw the ball down to Justin Jefferson, he makes a hell of a play. You get to see these things on tape week in and week out. You know what I mean? And it's like, why the fuck? Well, I mean, excuse my language, nephew. Man, my bad, nephew. Listen. Why not
got this far into it without
I mean, like, why not use that, and say, hey, you know what? I think every time we get 18 the ball, something good happens. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like super obvious to tell, like, hey, when we get 18 the ball, good things happen for the Minnesota Vikings. That's just the facts, right? Now, he had his debacle in Philly, but he's allowed to do that. Yeah. He's allowed to do that. You know what I mean?
Even if it's something like Philly, and even if it's a tough catch that gets knocked down, or if the defensive back makes a good play, you say, we don't like turnovers, but I'd rather it be a turnover while we were trying to get our best player the ball.
Right.
Getting turnovers because TJ Hawkinson just got it ripped out of his hands. It's like, come on. Now, turnovers bad either way. But tell me again why last week the Chargers could throw the ball 20 times to Keenan Allen for 18-some catches and over 200-some yards, but we can't do that with Justin Jefferson. Tell me why.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird. We
know
it's
why.
Weird. It's weird, man. And like this conservative, like, all right. So let me just get this let me just get this elephant out the room real quick for everybody in the building, right? Listen, today just proves, right? I got to talk about this, man. I'm gonna be talking about this damn near all week because it bothers me. Today proves that we won a football game. Think about this, guys. We won a football game with Kirk Cousins throwing under 200 yards. He threw for 139 or 169
right now. Hold on,
160 something or 130 something.
I'll check it right now. But
with 2 interceptions, and 2 touchdowns, we won the football game. You feel me? When he throws for 300, 400, and 4 touchdowns, guess what, guys? We lost the football games. So
check this out. I didn't realize it was this bad. 12 for 19 for 139 yards. If that's Teddy Bridgewater, everybody's saying Teddy sucks, blah, blah,
and guess
blah,
what?
blah, blah.
They just read off those stats, and we won the football game. You feel me?
Again, if we had won a game where Kirk throws 12 for 19 for 139 and 2 touchdowns and throwing in a game against Kansas City or Philly, that's one thing. Again, we got away with it today.
Right.
Just to be clear, we got away with it because
the defense scored. The defense put points up. Yeah,
absolutely.
Our defense scored.
Yep. And it's like I said to you backstage. Realistically, this game didn't go all that much different than the first 3 games. The first 3 games too, the defense has done well enough in the first half in particular, not to say that they were perfect. You know, T-Bass, does remind me that, hey, they weren't perfect, which is true, but all things considered, they've done enough to be at least 3-1. They didn't really, as a team, do much differently today. It's just that Carolina didn't take advantage of the opportunities the way the other 3 teams did.
Right.
So realistically, it's, for people who wanted to say we're 0-3 because we keep shooting ourselves in the foot, then we got to say that our win is a result of the other team shooting themselves in the foot. We got to be consistent. Shout out Kofi in the building. What's up?
Kofi says, "Sheesh, a win is a win. Let's be happy." And we are happy.
We said that at the beginning. We said that at the beginning.
If you rewind to the beginning of the show, man, you rewatch the show. We definitely repping. You know what I mean? We happy.
Right.
We
hitting both sides.
We're putting context behind the win, though. Something you have to do. You know what I mean? Especially as we're sitting here talking to you guys, we got to at least put some content. Like, we're excited about the win. We're, I was just telling him, like, before the game, I'm like, man, I hope this team loses. The moment we started losing, I'm mad as hell. You know what I mean? Because we're losing. So
I'm sorry. Go back to 924. Gary's comment. Gary's girlfriend's just throwing this all out in the open. Damn. You remember what happened Friday night when Gary said, "Hey, I'm a little busy right now." 8:20.
Yeah.
9:24 your time. 9:24. It's
Oh, Gary. Hey, y'all. It's Gary's girlfriend here. I apologize.
Put it up.
I've been keeping him quite busy. The question here is just, what side is he?
Damn.
Hey, you crazy. Damn. Shout out Gary's girlfriend, man. Gary's
we don't know what your
girlfriend
name is, but kind of like, oh, what a night, late December back in 63. I didn't even know her name, and that's all right.
Shout out, how about No in the building? How about No?
How about No? What's going on? Happy days. Yes, again, don't take our being real and calling it for what it is as that we don't still
appreciate the win.
Appreciate the victory.
Yeah, we appreciate the victory for sure. But we also gotta, it's just one of those things where, we appreciate the victory, but do you think that this win is sustainable?
Is
like
that?
That's what y'all gotta ask yourself as fans. Like, yes, we won, but it's gonna last for 6 days or 7 days, I guess, because we play again next Sunday, right? Is that a Sunday night game or Sunday game?
No, it's the Sunday afternoon game. It's the 4:30 game.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying?
Hey, real quick, shout out Norsefius for those banners hanging, those flags.
Yeah, man. Shout out Norse, man.
Shout out
Norse in the building.
But
yeah, that's the question you ask yourself. Yeah, be happy now. You know what I mean? Be happy now. I'm happy now. We got the dub. I'm happy now. But, hold on to that happiness for about 7 days. I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to be right back here next Sunday. You know what I'm saying? But trust me, we going to be here. You know what I mean? Now, if y'all are going to be here is the question, because, you got some people, once we lose, they go hiding. You feel me? But no, we going to be here, win, lose, or draw. And we got to talk about it.
And we're going to talk about, we got to talk about this. The Jets have scored 12 points. They got a field goal, a safety, and a touchdown. It's not
who they got playing quarterback, man? Zach Wilson?
I'll double check, but it's 17-12. It looked like Kansas City was just going to run away with that. Yeah. Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson in the building, man. Shout out to Evil in the building with the $5 super chat. He said the Kirk Meat Riders are convinced we're winning the Super Bowl. Hell nah.
Let's not get crunk and crazy over one victory. I'll say this because Kofi has a comment. Justin, you still tracking my hot take that we're beating the Chiefs? Kofi, I got a bet with Miss Mary. But now this was before the season started. Miss Mary and I have a case of Coors Light. I got the Chiefs. She's got the Vikings. She's like, we gonna beat the Chiefs. I'm like, I will take that bet. How about a case? So you're not the only one. Mary's with you, Kofi. She with you. We'll just say it that. Last one. Skull Nation 54. Why is Addison blocking? He's not a good blocker. Addison nearly got JJ blown up today.
Right.
As much as I want Addison to be the number 2 wide receiver, don't be running that wide receiver screen to JJ with Addison blocking it. Please don't do that again. What's your
don't
thoughts?
do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Definitely don't do that. I mean, Davenport is a big dude. He's very impactful. Yeah, I noticed that too, Dylan. No, I ain't gonna lie. That's one thing I did notice looking at him on the field. Like, damn, he is a big dude. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't know he was that big, dog.
Because we ain't seen him.
Yeah, we haven't seen it. Yeah, it was like looking at a damn Sasquatch out there. But I was like, God damn, boy, is that Bigfoot? Like, but that boy, he definitely looked a little bigger than most, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Good point, Dylan. I noticed that too. And I was thinking to myself, like, damn, why Davenport looked so damn big, bro?
Yeah.
But
shout out Skull for Life. What's up?
Good to see shout out to him, man. I think he's definitely, I could say this. If Davenport plays like he played today, and we got to see him play up against some better competition, because, you know, again, we have to put, reasoning behind why some of these players played as well as they did too, because at the end of the day, the Panthers are the Panthers, right? They might actually go 0-16. Like, they might literally go 0-16. But, at the end of the day, though, he played really good. But I want to see him do that against some more competition. But I'm on board, though. I am on board.
The other thing too is he has to stay available.
Yeah.
More than that, more than what you just said, he's got to be out there. That is what, the New Orleans Saints fans and media said. Marcus Davenport's good when he's out there.
Is he really 6'7", 260? Is he really 6'7"?
Yeah.
Oh, that is crazy, bro. I did not know that, dog. Like, I swear to God, I knew I was tripping today. I'm like, yo, this dude look fucking huge, bro.
He's a monster. Shout out GMAX72. I like that comment, though. We got to get some more wins to stay out of taking the quarterback of the future territory.
Yeah, for sure, man. We got Minnesota Sports Talk in the building. Harrison Smith, Hall of Fame, stamp his ticket. Hey, facts. Hey, look, if Troy Polamalu is in the Hall of Fame, man, Harrison Smith got to be in the Hall of Fame. If Darrelle Revis is in the Hall of Fame, Harrison Smith got to be in the Hall of Fame, man. Let's just speak the facts. You feel me? Like,
and here's the thing, Dave. I'm willing to modify my statements sometimes. And what I said going into the season was Harrison Smith is most definitely Hall of Very Good, and he's a borderline Hall of Famer. At this point, I'll move him to the he should be.
After the game today, and then just what he's done over his career, man. Yeah. You know what I mean?
He just if he makes the Pro Bowl this year to get another, because he's only got 2 Pro Bowls, which is ridiculous. He should have way more than that. He should have at least 5. But if he gets another Pro Bowl berth this year, I think that's about it. Shout out to Maverick in the building.
Shout out Mav in the building, man. He said Kelsey better not let Taylor Swift empty his sack and get pregnant. That what you talking about? They have a baby. They have a baby. Yeah, her name will be Taylor. Her name will be Taylor Kelsey in a minute. You know what I mean? Like, for sure.
Nah, she won't change her name. Not when you've made that kind of brand.
It don't matter what. She's a megastar. She could change her name. It ain't gonna change shit. Trust me. That shit. What you think? They gonna unfollow her?
No.
Shit.
I'm saying like female lawyers when they get their
she already got half the world following her already, man. It's a wrap. She's got
about a third of the world's money.
and now she got the NFL under her palm of her damn hand, man. Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie. That girl, me and my wife were just talking about her before the show, man. I'm like, yo, you have superstars and then you have mega stars. All right. Taylor Swift is a mega star. Like, she's
absolutely,
your grandmama know Taylor Swift. You feel me? Your grandmama know Taylor Swift, but also your 2-year-old daughter or son know Taylor Swift. Like, that's the broad, that's the broad, everybody in between. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what it is.
It's just everybody.
Yeah, for sure, man. But man, hold on. Somebody asked a good question. Let's see. We got who was it, man? Adam. I think Adam asked us something. He said, "Who's our duds and stuff?" Shout out G Mac in the building, though, man. Shout out. I see you. He said, by the way, I can't pronounce the last name either. Hold on. Well, I seen the question. He said, "Who's our duds and studs for today?"
Studs. You could have multiple studs. You could go Harrison Smith. You can go Justin Jefferson. I would say my dud is Ed Ingram, as always. But let's talk about that after we do studs and duds as to why Dalton Reisner's not playing. So don't let me forget that. But Davenport would be a secondary stud. Want him to be a secondary stud, obviously, but I'm gonna go with Harrison Smith as the stud. JJ a close second, and Dud Ingram, not even close.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go. You know, I'm gonna definitely go Harrison Smith, then Davenport on the defense. So those two on the defense. Offense, I'm gonna go Alexander Madison.
Yeah, he was good too.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Alexander. Alexander Madison just looked like he was running with like some meaning today, dog. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he wasn't celebrating, doing his first down shit. He was just like running, putting his shoulder down, jumping back up, handing the ball to the damn referee and keeping it moving. Like, you could tell he was, you know, locked in, and I like that. You know what I mean? So
17 carries for 95 yards.
Yeah, man. So that's 2 games in a row. You know, 2 games in a row, and I'm gonna give it to him and Akers, man. I'm gonna just give it to the running back room, man. In general, I think, you know, now again we have to keep saying this, and I'm sorry, but we have to be realistic over here. It just is what it is. Like, we not gonna be drunk off this purple Kool-Aid. Listen, you know, they did that against 2 teams back to back. You know, Madison have a good game, but it's about who we're playing, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the Carolina Panthers are garbage in run defense, like they're trash. So, you know, we did what we were supposed to do, you know? We hold ourselves to a higher standard. So, like, when we do things that we're supposed to do, I don't tend to reward.
What do you want, a cookie?
Yeah, it's like having kids. For the ones who have kids, right? It's like your kids get good grades, right? You want to reward them, but then you also know as a parent, like, that's what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I'm raising you like that. Don't come and tell me that don't tell me that you brushed your teeth this morning. If you my 13-year-old daughter, like, you're supposed to do that. You know, I expect you to do that. I raised you like that, to take care of yourself, your hygiene. So that's kind of like this situation where it's like, I expect our running backs to have a good game against these defenses. Now let's see what they do up against some, you know what I mean, some better competition, and then we can really have that conversation. You know what I mean? So,
I mean, again, hey, Dad, I clean my room. Can I have an allowance for cleaning my room? No, that's what you're supposed to do.
Shout out Realistic Randy in the building, man. Hey, listen, Randy, I was just telling them, I was telling them on Friday, I'm like, dog, I was supposed to have my bro on, and I winded up doing a stream for one of my coworkers that was in an incident, man. You know what I mean? And it turned into like a donation stream, and I was like, I don't know if I don't think it's the time, but man, hey, I told the crew, man, I was like, man, the crew love Realistic over here, man, and we got to get you on, man. So I'm gonna text you, man. Hopefully we can set it up for this Friday coming up, especially after a dub, man. So it'll be lit. Appreciate you, man.
And great live stream, by the way. I tapped in with you for a little bit.
Hell yeah, man. Today. My boy be getting busy.
I was surprised he was as calm as he was after the Kirk Cousins pick 6. If that had happened like in the 4th quarter, he probably would have had a meltdown, which I was like, oh, come on, Randy. That's why I tuned into you. Was to see you do your thing.
Hey, so we lit, and you gotta think, we lit, man. Friday, I had One Bar and Luppagus in the chat. You know what I mean? I know y'all were excited to see them over here tapped in with us, man. So Friday, y'all were able to communicate with them and talk y'all shit with them for a minute. And then tonight, we got Realistic Randy, man. I say that, man, we got the legends over here rocking with us, man. You know what I mean? Where
the OGs.
They coming over, the OGs, man. The ones who actually, you know, inspired us to do it. You feel me? So shout out to them, man. I'm always grateful for stuff like that, man. I see One Bar and Luppagus in the building. I see Realistic in the building. You know, hey, that's a good sign, man. That's a good sign, man. Shout out my guy, man. For sure, man.
I know we did that one show with SK, but, you know, once again, Randy, you are, again, one of the people that have inspired a lot of content creators, myself included. So I hope that we can do some stuff someday with rap after you guys get your thing going. But I just want to shout out you and say, hey, thank you for all the hard work that you put in to your channel, all the entertainment and inspiration that you have given myself and a lot of other creators as well. Shout out Colton in the building. What's going on, Colton?
Hello, my boy, man. Shout out my boy Colton in the building. Jay Brown in the building. Skull, I see you. Shout out to you, man. Matter of fact, man, we're going to give some Ric Flairs out for that, man. Let's give some Ric Flairs out, man. Listen, we got the dub, y'all. Let's get it. All right. We got the dub. Now, all right, so we did studs and duds, right? You did your dud. No,
Yeah,
we didn't do duds. Did we do dud? We
No, I
didn't.
did duds. Ed Ingram. Ed Ingram's my dud.
Also, Ed Ingram's your dud, right?
Yeah. I
All right,
mean, it's
one on the
low-hanging
offense.
fruit, but, you know.
One on offense, one on defense.
Oh, on defense. Boy, you know,
it's kind of
again,
hard.
we have to grade on a curve, but the defense, for what it is, has done enough in all 4 games. I mean, I didn't hear Jaquelin Roy's name called all that much today, but at the same time, what his role is just to take up space, clog up the middle, and let the other members of his team do stuff. I didn't hear Ivan Pace's name, Pace Gang, much today. Did I miss something? How many tackles did he have? Let's take a look real quick.
Yeah, he was.
Ivan Pace only 5 tackles today. I mean, again, I don't
have
any duds realistically because they actually played a pretty good defensive game. They gave up 6 points. So I don't have a defensive dud. I'm gonna leave it at that.
So today it's pretty hard to pick a defensive dud, but and a lot of that too. I mean, to me, my defensive dud, and I'm gonna just keep saying it too, man, is I'm not a big fan of a Caleb Evans, if you ask me, man. I don't think a Caleb Evans, he had that bad pass interference call in today's game that I seen, and then there was a screen pass that the Panthers did, and he sat there and did this number. He did something like this, trying to swipe the ball like soft as hell, like just did some weird shit. And I'm like, yo, like this dude gets on my nerve. Like, listen, a Caleb Evans is not a starting defensive back, bro. Like, that's what I worry about next week. I worry about a Caleb Evans he might lose his job next Sunday, dog. Like, I'm being dead serious. I'm not trying to be negative about our team. But I'm letting you know right now, Caleb Evans might be out of his job next week, bro. Like, for real, bro. Like, I'm telling you, he is not a starting defensive back, man. We should not.
He's a third at best, and I've said that he's a third at best. Yes, last year you had Duke Shelley and you had Patrick Peterson. Caleb Evans, again, I've made this analogy. The same thing with KJ Osborne. He's a good third. He's not a good second. Caleb Evans is a good third, not a good second.
Yeah. Yeah, but I to me, and I know G said who would he lose his job to? I mean, in my opinion, Blackman. You put Blackman already showed to me that he can play man-to-man defense a lot better than Evans. And we got to think the way Brian Flores likes running his defense, man. There's a lot of our cornerbacks are on islands, bro. You have to be able to play. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to play man-to-man. So
particularly when we've got to blitz so much, because up until today, we haven't been able to get much pressure with with just the defensive line. So that's twofold. It's because we got to blitz a lot, and because that's the system that Flores wants to play. Absolutely.
They said let Booth play a few games, you'll end up loving Evans. Hey, that might be true. You might be on to something, T-Bass, though, for sure.
T-Bass always coming off the top.
It's like we don't know what we have until it's gone. You know what I'm saying?
I do like Maverick's comment. I like this one. KOC a dud for not putting Reisner in the game. We were going to get back to that. I've made my stance on Ed Ingram clear. I think if he had been drafted by a team that already has an established offensive line and was, slated to sit for a year or two and then take over for a guy who had 1 or 2 years left on a contract, or he was retired, whatever, I think Ed Ingram majorly would have benefited from sitting for a couple of years. Now, they've pretty much ruined him by putting him out there. And again, that second interception was all on Ed Ingram. And I said at halftime, Reisner better come out in the second half. And I don't know what it is about KOC. Well, I do know what it is. He wants to be everybody's friend. Exactly. He doesn't want to rock the boat. He doesn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm sorry, dude. If you want to win against Kansas City, you cannot afford any type of screw-ups like that. Get Ed Ingram on the bench and get Dalton Reisner in there. Otherwise, why the hell you sign him in the first place?
Yeah. Dalton Reisner definitely should have. This was the perfect game. Even if you don't put him out there the whole time. Like, I felt like this was the perfect game to at least get his feet wet, kind of get him back into the flow of playing football. So it kind of, I don't know. It's kind of weird, the fact that he wasn't out there, especially after that play. the way that guy got to Kirk Cousins too. Now, again, to me, Kirk Cousins also needs to be, and things happen. Like, I know backs are gonna get their elbow hit, and things happen, but I just feel like it happens to our quarterback more than the average, right?
Yes,
so it just kind of gets me mad, when our quarterback doesn't have the awareness to step up. Not to say that wasn't a great play. That was a great play by the defender getting around Ingram the way he did.
It was a good stunt. It was a good defensive concept.
It was a good stunt.
Because again, Ed Ingram doesn't handle stunts very well. He handles man-on-man blocking not too bad, but the book is out on him. You just run a stunt to his side because he's got the guy in front of him he's assigned to. And when they switch up like that, particularly when one of the guys slants in and hits him and the other guy loops around, he can't get back around in time.
Yeah, he's an issue, man. He's definitely an issue.
Yeah, he's an issue.
He's an issue.
Shout out to your guy, Too Evil to Hope.
Shout out to Evil, man.
Give him the Ric Flair.
Man, give him the rickety Ric Flair and that thing, man. Where is he? I don't even see where'd Too Evil say? I don't see it yet.
He just said get rid of Cousins at 9:37.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, you all the way back up there, man. I'm way past that, man. You way up there, man.
I'm just making sure we didn't miss anybody. I'm just making sure we didn't miss anybody.
It's cool.
Oh, shout out De Niro. I wrote your name down because I wanted to move on. Shout out De Niro in the building.
Shout out my boy De Niro in the building, man. Shout out De Niro, man. Yeah, hey, listen, Too Evil. So let's do this, man. I'm gonna actually, you know what? Let me do this. I'm gonna put a poll in here. Let's put a poll in there real quick and let's see.
Days of Tell. All right, I got you, Adam. Days of Tell. I should remember that, being that my last name is Day and my channel is Purple and Gold for Days. Days of Tells. All right, I'm gonna get that one right. All right, what's the poll? Because I'll put it in mine too.
Hold on. How do you feel after the win? I just put how do you feel after the win. All right. So I'm gonna put how do you feel after the win? We're gonna put happy or mad.
I don't think I've ever done a poll before. So how the hell do you actually do this?
You gotta go to your YouTube studio and then go to your live.
Yeah.
Go to YouTube studio and then go to the live and then go into the studio room. It's called like the live studio room.
All right.
And then it should let you do polls and shit. So I just put a poll down in there in the chat. So I said, how do you feel? Oh shit, I spelled how wrong, but y'all know what the hell I mean. How do you feel after the win? Happy or mad? I want Caleb Williams. We gonna see, man. We gonna see. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, there's gonna be people, I already know, like right now, people are happy, and that's good, man. You know what I mean? I'm glad to see the community is happy we got a dub. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But, I just think about the rest of the good night, Mary. Good night.
Good night, Mary.
Mary.
Rest
Appreciate
up.
You.
Text me tomorrow. How you know?
Yeah.
You know we're looking out for you.
Yeah, for sure. I'm happy. I'm happy we got the win too. You know what I mean? The Vikings fan in me is happy we got the win. But I also look at like, what is this win at what cost? You know what I mean? Like, we got this win, but at what cost? Right? So what is this? Is this win gonna bite us in the ass in April? You feel me? Like, that's one of those things. Like, when we get to the point where, okay, we won 5 games, when if we would have won 4, it would have put us in a lot better position. It's one of those things because you got teams that are good and they know they're good right now and they know they're going to be in the postseason. Like, they just kind of can see that how they're playing. And as long as no serious injuries happen, they know for a fact they're going to prepare for the postseason. And you have teams like us that are still kind of figuring our way. Like, I mean, I don't think we're a postseason team, but you never know, man. Like, again,
well, you never know
the fan in us, right?
This division is such garbage outside of Detroit.
Right.
Let's just call it for what it is. The Vikings, Packers, and Bears, mediocre at best. And I think part of the problem with Vikings fans is we need to understand how top heavy our roster is. You've got JJ. You've got, shout out to Gary. Go ahead.
Shout out Gary's gal, man. He said Gary's gal here. He loves you, man. We love Gary.
Absolutely.
We love
Got to
Gary.
meet Gary at Skullfest. Oh,
I ain't gonna lie, you gonna have to share Gary now. You can't
yeah.
just have Gary by your damn self. I'm gonna
And
just
I'm
let you
not
know
gonna
that
lie,
right now.
you better
Gary,
be at Skullfest too. Gary better bring you to Skullfest too. But anyway,
you gonna have to share Gary now. Don't
Yeah.
take Gary away from us now. We gonna come.
absolutely.
We gonna come looking for you.
Right. This team is so top heavy. You got a lot of superstars in Justin Jefferson. You've
Right.
got very good players in Kirk Cousins, but you've got then a lot of guys that are just kind of guys. And that's why this team is inconsistent as it is. You know,
Yeah.
you're only as strong as your weakest link, as they say. So, yeah, we can talk about the good to great players that we have, but it's about 5 or 6 of them, and then you've got 46 other just the guys. So,
Right.
but at the same time, Green Bay's still trying to figure it out. Chicago's terrible. So, yeah, you could get 4 wins right there. That puts you at 5.
It's just funny how Chicago is playing such a good game, like Justin Fields, right? Like Justin Fields is garbage, man. Like I'm sorry, man. It's funny, right? Because they were Bears fans on Twitter, like going in, oh, I told you Justin Fields has a ride. He's 9 for 9. He's balling out here. And then when it mattered the most, man, this man fumbled and gave up 6 points, man, and just started playing like garbage. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I tweeted, man, please, Bears, please fall in love with Justin Fields. Please sign him to a 10-year contract. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
you know,
real.
We saying the same thing that people say about us and Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, facts.
Keep Kirk Cousins for another 3 years so you can stay a 7 to 10 win team.
Hey, of course, right. Shout out to Adam, the Charleston bro. So Gary called me earlier on the phone after the game, and he was with 2 friends, Adam and his wife. And they actually live like not too far from me for 8 years. They lived on a place called Folly Beach, which is the beach where I'm at. So I was chopping it up with them for a little while, man. So shout out to them, man. Appreciate their support. They watching us, you know what I mean? They watching us. We got some new supporters, and they out there in Minnesota holding it down for the Vikings too, man. So shout out to Gary for that, man. Just, you know, building new connections, man. Got me some new friends right now. So I'm loving it. I'm loving it, man. Shout out to Gary. Says Chicago will have the top pick again. Yeah, and if they have the top pick,
might have the top 2 picks.
Yeah,
because they got Carolina's pick.
Yeah. He said we need a mobile QB bad. Listen, we just need a QB that can improvise, in my opinion. You know, even today watching Bryce Young, right? So Bryce Young didn't have a great game, but I'm gonna tell you, there were plays where I'm watching and I'm like, damn, the way he gets up out of there, you know what I mean, and is able to just, you know, extend plays, man. A lot of times, man, extending those plays means so much in today's game, right? Like back in the day, it might have not have mattered as much. You were okay to sit in the pocket and survey the field. But in today's game, man, these pass rushers, man, they are just good, bruh. So like a lot more plays than none, you're having to unscript some shit, like for real. And I think Kirk is a robot. You know what I mean? Like that's what I call him now, man. I came up with that today.
I call him a computer.
He's a like he's just a robot.
Programmed.
Man. It's programmed. You call the play as it's drawn on the chalkboard, and that's exactly how he's gonna run it. Like it just is what it is.
He is gonna run it to a T. Just like a computer or a robot who is programmed. And if something's not right, if something doesn't go to plan, he doesn't know how to work with it.
Yeah, I've said he'll either take a sack or throw a bad ball.
I'll say it again. It's one thing for a quarterback when your receivers are all covered, you got to figure it out. But it's another thing when you have an offensive line breakdown. And I get it. As a quarterback, you're not paying attention to the offensive line once you snap the ball. You do that pre-snap. You talk with your center. You call out protections. And you're looking downfield. You're reading, doing your reads. But his problem is that he expects that his offensive line is always going to do the job. And at this point, 5+ years into it, you should know you can't expect that. You have to allow yourself a margin for error. There are going to be plays where your offensive line break down.
Yeah, but he doesn't even have the ability, like, even if he knows that the offensive line breaks down, I just think he doesn't have the playmaking ability. Like, he just doesn't possess it. You know what I mean? Like, he just doesn't possess the playmaking ability. Like, even today, there was like a rollout that he did, and he just looks it looks like his bones are just stiff. You know what I mean? Like when he like did a fake handoff and kind of seen the pressure coming, and he kind of stepped up a little bit, but he was like running and just the way he moves, man, he's just so stiff and just looks like, oh shit, I'm about to get hit, like just panic type shit, man. It's just like one of those things where it just kind of doesn't move me, man. You know what I mean? Doesn't move me, man. So I don't know, man. It's just one of those things. But you know what? Hey, look, man, we got a long time before we can even think about getting or making that move. So let's just embrace this dub that we got today. Kirk Cousins didn't have the best game, but that's the weird part. You know, that's the weird part is Kirk didn't have a good game and we won. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny how that works. That was
crazy how that shit work, isn't it?
That was definitely his worst game of the year by
Kirk
far.
played like a damn 4th round rookie today, and we won.
He did. And you know what? A couple people on some other podcast today, I think it was Drew from Drew and Ted, said that might be Kirk Cousins' worst game as a Viking.
It could damn near close. Now, I do remember one year, I think that was the year with no fans, though, that Atlanta game.
That's
2020.
True. Yeah.
Oh man, that game was horrible, dog.
That absolutely was. Absolutely.
Yeah, that game was bad. Y'all better be glad I ain't have no podcast in 2020.
Could you imagine that curb stop?
Oh man, y'all better been glad I ain't had no damn podcast.
No, they're disappointed you didn't, because they would have loved to watch it.
Boy, we would have been stomping this guy, man, like straight up, man. And just remember, guys, it's not literal. All right, it's entertainment. All right. So
I like my worth his opinions comment. We just have to win 9 of the next 13 games. We'll be back, and we'll back into a wild card. And the Wills will call it a successful season. Yeah, well,
listen, because this is the thing. This is the conversation we got to have. That's why we said like we're happy with the win, but at what cost? You know what I mean? Because we beat a team that we're supposed to beat, and that's understandable. We beat a team we're supposed to beat, just like the Bears. You could say that. Even though, strange things happen at Soldier Field for the Minnesota Vikings regardless. And people can even sleep on the Packers and say, hey, that might be 2 wins. The Bears twice might be 2 wins. We might win 4. Those might be 4
Denver.
wins. Denver. That might be 5 wins right there. We already got a win against Carolina. All right, so that's 6. That's looking like 6 so far. Who else? The Bengals aren't looking good. They just got mollywopped today. The Bengals
what is going on with that team?
So,
but that's the thing, though, to your point. Let's say the Vikings finish with 7 wins. Let's say they beat the Packers and Bears twice. Let's say they beat Denver, and let's say they Vegas. Okay, that's another
Vegas
one.
Too. Yep, Vegas.
But let's just say it like that. So they get 6 or 7 wins. Well, what did you really accomplish? You beat other bad teams. You didn't actually beat a team that's better than you, or even a team that's equal to you. And at that point, again, you're drafting in the mid-teens. Now, again, we're not trying to be like, no, let's lose the rest of our games, go 1-15. First off, I'm gonna say it like this:
Bengals look good on paper. Hey, that Yogi. hey, listen, Yogi is a legend for coming up with that saying this year, man. On paper, man, shit. On paper, we look like a Super Bowl team, dog.
Yeah, on paper.
Facts.
Honestly, though, what I'm saying is that if you told me right now. And again, we're still celebrating the win. We're still gonna watch every game. What's up, Sadogan? I don't even know how to. What's up, Mr. Lewis? Or Mr.
I like
Mr.
your
Lewis?
style. I like your style, Lewis.
You like
I like
that.
your style, dog, Lewis. Hey, for sure.
Oh, sound dog.
For sure. You will fit into Purple Gang perfectly, bro.
Yes.
Trust me. Like you will feel at home over here.
You better get on train. Hey, hit that.
Keep tapping in over here. You'll feel right at home. Believe that.
Yeah. What I was gonna say though is. Yeah, if we ended up 3-14 and our 2 wins were against Green Bay, as painful as that would be, I would take it because we got the Packers twice,
right?
And we got a top 5 pick. Is that going to happen? Probably not. Probably not. But that gets me back to something you said at the beginning of the show. I got into this with Dave on Tuesday during our little curb stomping session of each other.
Right.
But he's just like, under no circumstances could I ever cheer against the Vikings. None. Okay, fine. Let me give you a scenario. There are very few scenarios where I would cheer against him. And well, if there's any scenario that you would cheer against him, that makes you a bad fan. Okay. When we're playing the Lions in week 18, and the Packers game is already done. And a win by the Lions gives the division to the Lions and the playoff spot, and Green Bay misses the playoffs. But if we win, it sends Green Bay to the playoffs because they would win the division and the Lions would go home. You know, I would hate to root against the Vikings, but it's not really rooting against the Vikings. It's rooting against the interests of the Packers. Yes, I would like the Lions to beat us if that gave them the division and knocked the Packers out of the playoffs. If y'all put it in the chat. Does that really make me a bad fan to want the Green Bay Packers to miss the playoffs?
No bad fan. Yeah. Nah, man, listen. We ain't no bad. Hey, listen. This is the thing. We have the right to talk shit about our team, whether some people in the chat like it or not. You know what I'm saying? Like whether they like it or not, we have the right to do it. You feel me?
Yes, but, absolutely.
You know, because we definitely sit here and put up with this heartbreak just as much as everybody in the chat. You feel me? Now, some may have put up with it longer, you know, and I understand that, right? Because I've only been a fan since I've been 10, so this is my 24th year as a Viking fan. So, you know what I'm saying? Listen, that's 24 years of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? No matter how you cut it, 24 years of bullshit that I dealt with. If I feel like I want to talk shit about my quarterback, I can do that. You know what I'm saying? I done earned the right to do that. I ain't become a fan last year. So, hey, look, some things, you know, and whether it's the quarterback, whether it's the wide receivers, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, if we feel some type of way, we got the right to do that. And as everybody in the chat, you know what I mean? Because all of us are real Vikings fans. And sometimes we just be mad at our team, man. Some people be mad at this part of the team. Some are mad at this part of the team. I mean, at the end of the day, we get mad at shit. But today we won. And I noticed there's a lot of fans on Twitter that are mad we won. Which,
I'm not mad.
You know, I don't get that. Like, I don't get how you could be mad we won today because, you know, I like winning. But I also, like we said, at what cost are we winning? Because we know in reality, me and Day try to keep it realistic. And we know that when, you know, you're winning these type of games like you're supposed to, that's fine and dandy. But are we really built to go into the postseason? Because going into the season, all of our main goal is let's try to get to a Super Bowl, bruh. You know, NFC championship game or something. Like, give us a shot. Give us a shot. Do we feel like we have that shot this year? Do we feel like our team is built like that? I mean, and if you're a real fan, you're going to sit back. Your heart want to tell you, yeah. You know what I mean? No, your mind telling you, yeah, but your heart telling you hell to the nah. You know what I'm saying? So, and your heart telling you what the facts is. So always follow your heart. You feel me? For sure.
I will say this. What I want to shout out Hiram in the building. What's up, Hiram? Good to see you. It wasn't that we care about who wins the division. It's, you know, part of being a Vikings fan is rooting against the Packers. But I digress. I ain't gonna go too much of that. But how about no? When you put that with all them crying faces and said no, are you saying no? You wouldn't co-sign on cheering for the Vikings to keep the Packers out, or what were you saying no to? Just so I'm clear, because I just want to make sure.
My mind's telling me no.
All is well. Good to see you.
My body's telling me yeah.
I'm in the position we win awesome. If we lose, we closer to a top. Exactly. I totally agree with you, Skull Mafia.
Yogi crazy. Yogi, and we out here singing that R. Kelly, man. Hey, Yogi, man, some youngins in the chat might not know shit about that. And I mean, you had to really be getting down in that era, man, to know about that. You feel me?
Well, how about no? To be clear, it's not that I'm really rooting against the Vikings. It's one of those, if we lost a game like that keeps the Packers out, I'm not going to be all that upset by it because we'll still have the joy of we kept them out. But whatever, it's not. What's up, Davey Chains? What's
Davey
going
Chains
on?
In the building. Shout out Davey Chains in the building. Let's get a Rick Flynn there. Let's go.
And shout out to Steve in the building. Just
shout out Steve, man. Oh, that's what I tried to post. That's what I tried to pin. I tried to pin your comments, Steve. Shout out to you, man. Bench Ingram, man. Like, just bench Ingram. Like, listen, we agree 1000%. You know what I mean? At like, he's had his shot, man.
Said
you know,
just about a few minutes ago.
Yeah, one thing that we can all agree on is that Ed Ingram has had his fair shot, man.
Yes,
he's had his fair shot, more than enough, man.
Dylan,
more than enough. You know, Ed Ingram. This is his job to lose. And that's what he's doing. But yet our coach doesn't want to lose
and
it.
He should have lost it at this point. He should have lost
it, man.
Does he got some compromising pictures of KOC or something?
I don't know, man. He must.
I don't know why the hell else
he
wouldn't bench his ass right now,
man. Because like I said, today would have been the perfect game to bench his ass.
Yes,
like you're
at
playing,
halftime,
you're playing the Panthers. Get Dalton Risner worked up because listen,
absolutely,
you throw Dalton Risner in there against Chris Jones next week on the whim, bro, it's gonna look ugly, and then we're gonna be like, oh, Dalton Risner ain't that good. You gotta warm the boy up. You know what I mean? You gotta warm that old truck up, man. Let that shit start.
Oh, by the way, putting Ed Ingram against Chris Jones.
Oh man,
no. No.
There is nobody on our line that's going to stop Chris Jones because he's unstoppable. You know what I mean?
I'm going to say the same thing I said about Vila Vela. You got to double team him on every play, and you got to figure out the rest of your blocking scheme after that. If you got to keep a running back or a tight end in, I don't care. If you got to take a guy out of pass coverage, I don't care. But you put two guys on him at all times. To James' point about Garrett Bradbury, I don't know, man. It's a bad back, and it's kind of one of those things. You get a bad back when you're 300 pounds bending over on every play. It's kind of one of those things where it's just a chronic thing at this point. So,
bro, you talk about bros. My gal said both of you guys are hot. I'm a dumper. Man, don't dump her, Gary, man. I'm married. You know what I mean? So you ain't got to worry about me. Now, I don't know. They might be single. You know what I'm saying? They might be single, so that's one thing. I'm married.
There's that. There is that. You are correct. Shout out Mick in the thank you, Mick, for giving me something to get off that topic. Shout out Mick in the building.
My God, Kirk is trash. Hey, Mick, man, shout out to you, man, because this is what I be wanting to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I be wanting to say, man. I mean, so I love when the supporters say what I want to say.
Give them the don't do that. Give them the don't do that for that one.
Man, I got you, man. We're going to give you one of these. Hold on. Let me give you this one.
He's a guy's not going to win a Super Bowl ever in his life. I feel very confident about that. Kirk Cousins, not going to win a Super Bowl. Never going to happen. Never, ever. So don't do him.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? And we'll give you another one too, man, real quick right here, man.
No here. Yes, check flat on 4th and 8. Man, I mean, that's how you really piss off a fan base for me.
Yeah,
you pissed off the fan base.
Middle fingering the opportunity to get a first down.
He said that's double middle finger. And I had to really listen to that just now too, man. You know, I've heard it 1,000 times, but damn, every time I hear it, it just hit different. Like, he said that's just double middle fingering an opportunity to get a first down, man. Like, just saying, fuck the fan. Like, really, just saying, man, you know what? But we don't want to bring that pain back from last season into this season. Although, I mean, he's playing the same damn way. It's like it's carrying on. To me, again, we'll get to it. I don't care about that he threw for 367 yards and 4 touchdowns. Guess what? We got an L. I don't care if he threw for 330. We got an L. It don't matter. Guess what he did today? He threw for 100 and some change with 2 interceptions and only 2 touchdowns. And guess what? We got a dub. You know what I mean? So that just shows you that he is not the deal breaker or the deal maker on this damn team, man.
And that's the thing I've said the whole time. That gets back to my Kirk stance. He is not the biggest problem, but he is also not the solution to the Vikings list of problems. He's not somebody that's going to overcome the rest of the roster deficiencies. Does that mean, again, that he's the biggest problem? No, he is clearly not the biggest problem. But again, he doesn't have the ability to overcome those problems. Therefore, he's not the solution. And why are you going to give market value to a quarterback that has already shown you when he did have a great roster that his cap is the divisional round of the playoffs?
Yeah, and I think we can all agree, like, his age definitely looks like it's catching up to him.
Yeah, let's talk about
it.
It
does, man. Like, his throws are different now. Like, he looks like he's struggling to zip it in there. I mean, when he runs,
late on balls a lot.
Yeah, when he rolls out, man, his bones look tight, like they hurt. And I'm sorry, man. I see a guy that's definitely his age is like getting to, because he's taking a beating, man. We got to remember, man, Kirk's taken a beating, man, over the years, so.
We got to remember the other thing, that Father Time is undefeated. Yeah, he's starting to look like he's 35. He doesn't have as much zip on the ball. Listen, 2 years ago, or even last year, that deep ball to Addison where he underthrew it and we were lucky to get that penalty. I mean, I mean, again, in 2019, and that's Stephon Diggs, he hits them in stride. Again, he's late on balls a lot this year. I mean, again, the KJ interception that went, or the pick 6, was obvious how late he was on that one.
Yeah.
But it's just a couple things here and there where he's just a little
like
bit off.
I just don't, realistically, I don't see 3 years in Kirk. I don't see 2 more years after this year.
I don't see
Kirk.
one more year.
You know, I just don't say, like, I think his age, I think he's really hitting that wall, man.
Right.
Like, will he be able to? He's been in the league long enough and played enough football to, yes, he will always be able to put up some numbers during some games. You know what I mean? Like, he's done. He'll always be able to throw for some yards because he does have the experience. And when you've been doing something for a long time, even if you trying to be bad at it, you still will be okay at it. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, I'll give y'all an example. Like right now, we look at Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson is garbage, right? But if a team was to say, you know what, I don't care if you're garbage right now, we're gonna keep playing you for the next 10 years. You're gonna be the starting quarterback, whether you have all these bad games in a row. We're not gonna follow the NFL's rules to where, hey, the fans want us to move off of you. We're going to keep you as a starter regardless if we win one game.
Speaking of Zach Wilson, he just threw a touchdown. It's now 20-18.
Yeah. But, you know, like one of those things where it's like that, right? You can have a bad quarterback. Right. And I just use Zach as an example. But, like, you can have a bad quarterback. But if you play 10 seasons in a row, eventually you're going to be good enough where you'll put up some numbers, man. You'll have some games.
You'll be a good journeyman quarterback.
Exactly, man. Like, but, hey, look. I'm just telling you, man, Kirk is definitely hitting his wall. He's hitting his wall, man.
Sal Dog. I'm a fan 32 years. So long.
He said Zach is cooking KC, man. Listen, if the Jets beat Kansas City, that might give us we might be looking at that game like.
No, we want Kansas City to win tonight because if they're coming off a L, they're going to be extra motivated to be like, no, we're not going to let the Vikings, we're not going to lose 2 in a row. You always want your opponent to win the week before you play him from that standpoint. But maybe they will give a blueprint that maybe we can follow. That's a good point. But again, their defense is a little better than ours, just a little bit. But having said that,
those 2 shows with Dave were fantastic viewings. I appreciate it. Yeah, yeah, we held it on Dave
Tuesday.
Last week, yeah. Dave had a rough Tuesday, y'all. He had a rough Tuesday. I'm saying he had a rough Tuesday, man.
He should. Shout out Sarah in the building. What's up, Sarah?
Sarah, let's get it.
Give me 2 taps and a Ric Flair.
Let's go.
Coming in hot. He's a bum, and he's on the decline. That part we agree with. That he's definitely on the decline.
Yeah, I think
and that's what I was talking about with Dave in the offseason in one of our shows when he was trying to say, why are you so ready to get rid of Kirk? And I said the same thing to him. He's not the problem, but he's not the solution. And guess what? It's difficult to fix all these other problems when you got him at market value. Number one. Number two, even if you did everything right, like you nailed all your draft picks and you got some really shrewd key free agent signings. Right. By the time you fix this defense and fix this offensive line, it's going to take 2 years, best case scenario. And at that point, he's 37 and he's not going to be what he was last year. He's just like, hey, he's coming off the best season of his career. Why are you so ready to get rid of him? Because by the time we fix all these problems, he's not going to be 34. He's going to be 37.
Right. So, he'd be 40 years old. Motherfuckers still be like, man, but he got 1 more year. Yeah, like he only 40. He only 40. You know
all right, so they got the 2-point conversion. 2020. All right.
Hey, let's go, man. Hey, shout out to Tuiva. Tuiva said we need some more curb stomps, man. Believe they coming, man. Believe that. You know what I'm saying? You know I got you.
Here's the deal.
Shout out Roger in the building.
Here's the deal. We're going to have to figure out what we doing. Because next week, again, will be on at our normal time, as we will the week at Chicago. But then the Monday night game is against San Francisco. So we just might have to do something. I don't know. We'll figure out when we're going to do wrapping for that one. Because obviously, you know.
Yeah, we're streaming on PSF. We're streaming on
and that's right. And you're still streaming on PSF.
Yeah, we're streaming on PSF. But we'll figure something out, though. Yeah, we definitely going to get wrapping in days in.
Because you know what? that San Francisco defensive line has a tendency
we're
to
gonna be
make
curbing
Kirk
some shit.
look
We're gonna be
terrible.
curbing some shit. Like, I mean, honestly, the way he played today, he can get curbed. You know what I'm saying? Like, facts. He can get curbed this week. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna keep it real. He can get curbed this week.
Yeah,
For real.
he
I
wasn't
might.
very good.
I might. Hey,
We got
Chivo,
away with it. We got away with
Stay
it because our defense got a couple of stops, and we got away with it because our offense was terrible. Our defense gave us a touchdown.
offense was horrible, bro. Just think
And
about this.
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson had what, 60? How much yards? Justin, I think
65 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Bruh,
65
the next
yards.
closest was like 20 something, and that was
24 to
Hawkinson,
TJ
right?
Hawkinson. Yes.
Wow.
KJ Osborne 1 for 16. Cam Akers. Not Cam. Cam did well today. He had 7 touches for 51 yards, but with both his running and his pass catching. Just to circle back, Alexander Madison 17 carries, Akers with 5. I'd like to see that be closer. I'm not saying 50-50.
I mean, I ain't lie though, man. Madison was eating today though, so
he was. That's a good.
I wasn't
point.
mad at them for keeping feeding him because he was getting off 5.6 yards a gap today.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I mean,
but to your point, no, the offense was not very good. Kirk was not very good, but
right, yeah, Kirk was not very good, man. He was not very good. You know what I'm saying? And we won. You know what I mean? Like
won.
that is the
that's
moral.
What's ridiculous.
That right there is the sign right there of that. That's the bigger picture.
Yes.
Is that we won with him playing like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So what does that mean? The ones who sit back and say, oh, if we get a rookie quarterback and throw him in there, oh, we're not going to be able to win football games. Shit, we won the day. You know what I'm saying? We won the day.
People said if when we were talking about trading Kirk to San Francisco back in back in February and March before the new league year. Well, if we take Trey Lance and start him, we're gonna have a terrible season. I'm like, wait a minute. Trey Lance probably would have been 0-3 too. So what we could have won.
Shout
with
out to
Jaron
how about
today.
no? We would have won with Jaron Hall today. Right, that's a fact. We'd have won with Jaron Hall today.
Yeah, you ain't lying. I do like Skull Nation 54. After we missed the playoffs, I want KOC to curb stomp Kirk and turn on him WWE style. I like that.
Facts, man. Like for real.
That's a fact, Nation.
Like if we miss the playoffs, though, it's a wrap. You know what I mean? I think it's a wrap regardless. But
it should be a wrap if you don't get to the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Getting into the playoffs and losing in the wild card round, that's not enough. That's not enough. And I would even say that the divisional round is not enough, not after 6 years, because here's my deal on that. We were in the NFC Championship game, and we were sold on the idea that Kirk Cousins was the last piece. Right. If after 6 years you don't even get back to the NFC Championship game, it's a wrap at that point. It's a wrap at that point.
Yeah, for real. That's a long time to keep trying that same shit and not getting there.
Nuge, I love it. He would have run with Ryan Leaf today.
Hey, we would have won with Ryan Leaf today, boy. Listen, for real. For real. We would have won with Ryan Leaf today. Like, straight up. That's the truth.
Shout out to WebDev, bro. Mediocrity. You are correct. That's my word. I've been saying it the whole time.
For sure. Yep. Mediocrity, man. Like, we want to push to win 8 games just so we can say we won 8 games. You know what I mean? Like, nah.
Why? Why?
I'd rather be able to go into April like, boy, we about to draft a dog. You hear me? And guess what? Yeah, we do have to trust our GM to draft the right person. We do have to do that. You know what I'm saying?
And by the way, if we had found a way to lose this game today, we would have been saying it's done.
Oh man. But your shit cutting up, innit? Your internet cutting up. Mediocrity or idiocracy? Yeah, for sure. He was ranting on about Kirk. His shit dropped out. Your shit dropped out. You was dumbing out about Kirk, and then all of a sudden, yeah, we hear you.
Yeah. The internet guys must have said we can't let him go on about.
Hey, that shit heard you like. That's just saying, man.
All right,
hold up.
Put it in the chat. Chat, am I back? Just make sure.
Yeah, you back.
They would have run with Christian Ponder today. That's a good one.
We would have won. Hey, we would have won with an ass of motherfuckers today, boy. Other than him, we would have won with 2 evils wins today. You know what I'm saying? Facts. Facts.
But yeah, purple purgatory, Minnesota mediocrity. That's the Wilfs way. They just want to be competitive to the end of the season, and if they get in, they get in. That, you know.
He said Kirk has to win a Super Bowl to stay here. Listen, hey, Lewis, I said if Kirk wins a Super Bowl, man, I will get a poster of that boy behind me.
Yes, absolutely. I'll help build the statue.
Man, listen, man, I'll get a poster back there and the one with the no shirt on too, man. Just so y'all know it's real. You feel me? The one with the no shirt and the chains hanging off his neck. You feel me? Like for real, we going in. Like we going in. Boy, nobody better say not a damn thing about my quarterback at that point.
Yeah.
For real.
Well, that gets
I'm
back to
block your ass.
That gets back to what you said earlier about we're the ones who can say stuff about him, but nobody else can. That's like it's like your siblings. It's like your little brother, your little sister. I can pick on you, but if somebody else tries to pick on you, it's on like Donkey Kong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because like y'all have seen me do it multiple times where like one of these reporters will say something about Kirk, and then I do a video like, hold your horses, dog. You don't get to talk about bro like that. You know what I mean? You don't gotta sit and watch him Sunday for 3 hours. You know what I mean? You are for an hour of playing time. Like you just watch some shit and look at the stat sheet and then come up with your little video that you're gonna do, man. Hold up, dog. You don't get to talk. Like we gotta actually deal with this pain. You feel me? So we can talk about them because we deal with it every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But that's just how it is. But for real, man.
No. All right, you want to turn it up for a couple more minutes, or do you want to get up out of here?
We're gonna get up out of here, man. Hey, listen, man. We happy that we got the dub, man. We appreciate everybody tonight, man, for the support. Make sure y'all hit that like button if you haven't already before you leave, just so it pushes the video even after we go live. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all, man.
Don't subscribe to both channels. Hit up the subscribe button. And by the way, get on over after we're done here. Get on over to Purple Rain 247. He's got a post-game show. I don't know who's on right now.
Yeah, it's TY. They just messaged, man. It's TY and Tony. So TY and Tony are over there, man. They're on Purple Rain 247.
There you go.
Doing their post game. So we don't want to tie into them either, man. We want to make sure y'all go and support them tonight too, man. Even if you can only stay for a minute or two, man, go over there and show your love for sure, man. Go over there and show your love to them. I'm gonna go over there real quick and talk my shit real quick. I ain't gonna cap to you. So, y'all know how RAP go, man. I be in everybody chat.
And by the way, tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Central Time, Skull for Days, and I'll have some more thoughts on this game here. We appreciate each and every person. Oh, hold on just a second. I'll get that link for you. That's a good point. Let's get that link. Hold on. We'll get
the link for them.
Yeah, for them.
Yeah, drop it in. Yeah, you get in, drop it in there.
Come on.
Hold on, I can find it too, matter of fact.
I got it.
Just in case the people aren't on because I think I got to drop it on my channel too. Let me see. Unless you go to my page and drop it.
I'm gonna drop it on both of them. I'll drop it on both of them.
All right, cool.
Apparently, there's a couple people that didn't like us tonight, Rap.
Why?
Well, because I'm down too.
But
I ain't tripping about it anymore. I'm over that. I'm over that because I got you guys. Oh,
fuck
you got
the
it
people
already.
fuck the people who don't like it. We talking about the ones who do.
We're talking about we probably lost a couple Kirk stands tonight. Which,
man.
I don't know why.
The ones who don't like it. You know what I'm saying? We don't pay them no attention, man. Shout out to the ones who in the building tonight,
forgot.
man.
Let me hit like on your page. What was I?
Show, man. Purple Gang, that's a dub. Shout out my guy Dylan, man. Been holding down Purple Gang, man. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. We love y'all. We dropped the links in there, so y'all meet us over there real quick, man. We're gonna go over there and talk some shit in the chat, man. Crank the chat up with them real quick.
Absolutely.
Man. Show some love to our fellas, man. Appreciate y'all.
I'll see y'all tomorrow night.
Vikings, we got the dub, baby. Live on that, man. Ride that high horse, but this don't get too high. Because we got about 6 day window, 6.5 day window, man, before we got to come back down to reality, man. But never know. Hopefully,
and if by some chance we beat Kansas City,
bruh, the show gonna be lit. We going to the damn bowl at that point. You know what I mean? That's when y'all gonna see RAP like, hey boy, fuck that, or quit playing with us. We like that. You're gonna get that rap back. Last year's rap. You know what I'm saying?
Anyway, thanks everybody for joining us. Have a good night. Hit like, hit subscribe. Skull to the next episode. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace out.